Good morning. I should not even be vlogging right now because I am so behind on getting my classroom set up. We have one of our team members who's out, and so I'm taking her duty station in the morning. And I don't have a problem doing the duty station, it's just I have to get in the routine of doing that duty station, so I'm just a little behind and I'm out of breath because I just kind of like booked it down the hall with my heels and my work bag and whatever. But anyway, I am a little anxious because today we are starting a new novel. It is called The Map to Everywhere by Carrie Ryan. Let me see if I can get it out of my bag for you so I can show you. Clunking around in my shoes. Okay, so we are reading The Map to Everywhere by Carrie Ryan and her husband, John Park Davis. And we're a little behind starting the book, but that's because we had Hurricane Matthew, and we've been out of school for a week. Also, before that, probably about a week and a half before that, we had a really bad series of storms, and we had flooding from that. So we missed school then, but we have to get this book read. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side. This book, this big 400-something page book read by November 3rd because Carrie Ryan is going to be visiting our school to speak to the kids and do an author signing. So I have to get it done. So I can't put it off anymore. We are going to start today. And I hate that I'm kind of rushing the start, but we gotta just jump in. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up my classroom for that, and I will check back in with you guys later because I have something that I really need to share with you. So I'll see you in a little bit. My brain. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys just a little bit of what we're doing today and what we did yesterday because I didn't vlog at all yesterday. Mostly because I was trying to clean up my mess and I was still unsuccessful. So I'm going to just give you a quick tour of my mess. This is all of my junk that needs to be cleaned up. All of my junk, all of these papers, everywhere because I've been going through a sorting frenzy. So if you remember my vlog post from Monday of my before and after of my file cabinet, well, that just led to me clearing out other things. Okay, so yesterday we started talking about plot structure because we're beginning a new novel. And it's really a review because I teach 6th and 7th grade, 8th grade, so this is middle school. So we're just doing a review of the plot, of story elements and plot structure, and we began with our notes. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see my notebook, and I'm going to show you how I take notes. And I can't quite remember if I've shown you this before, so if I did, sorry. Enjoy the review. So when we take notes, we always put a title on our page and the date so it's easy to refer back to. And then we write our I can statement, and I'm not going to read that to you because you can see it. And we put where it came from. So this is reading standard number 3. And then what we do is we go through and we pull out words from our I can statement. So for this one we pulled out describe, plot, unfolds, characters, respond, and resolution. So we break down each of our standards by key terms, those key terms, and then that guides our note taking for the day. So I go on to talk about what those words mean, and these are the kids' definitions of what they are. I do coach them a little bit, but this is what it is to them, and then I help them clarify their ideas. So this is what describe, plot, setting, unfold, characters, and respond means to them. But then when we get to characters, I break it down into 4 components. We talk about dynamic and static characters, and the protagonist and the antagonist. And I thought that this was a good way to lead into our novel, and then to finish teaching the standard, I will be using the text from Map to Everywhere. So I think it's time for my class. Sorry. It is time, isn't it? Huh. The bell is not on. Okay, anyway, I gotta go because I'm gonna have kids coming through that door any minute. So we'll continue this whole talk later. Okay, bye. Okay, back to what I was saying. I just got done teaching my class, and I want to go ahead and film some more because I didn't want to lose my train of thought. Okay, so we are reading, probably repeating myself, but we are reading The Map to Everywhere by Carrie Ryan. And so far, the first class went really well. We did a pre-reading activity where we talked about fate versus choice. And it was one of the activities that was suggested by the author in her teacher's guide. And she provided different quotes from the book and quotes that have been around for a while, which talked about fate and choice. And I just drew a line down the center of the classroom. We had agree and disagree, and I would read a quote and post it on the board, and then the children had to decide, you know, where they stood. And I explained to them that there's no gray area, which is the hardest thing, because sometimes you may agree with the first part of the quote but not the second part, but you had to pick a side. You could not stand on the fence. And then they talked amongst themselves. They discussed why they chose a position, and then I chose some people from each side of the room to talk about why they decided what they decided, and they had to defend their choice. So we only got to read, I guess it would be considered the prologue to the book. It's not really chapter 1. It's actually a personal record of one of the main characters, and we did a prediction beforehand and a prediction afterward, after we learned a little bit more about his character and some of his unique characteristics. I didn't get to everything on my agenda. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see my agenda. So see, we only covered 3 things. We did our warm-up, we did our prediction, and we talked about the orphan preserve. What did I put? It says reserve. Oops. It should say preserve, which is where one of the characters spends some of his time early on in the book. And then we didn't get to read it and tweet. Like, we just ran out of time. So even though we didn't get to that as a class, I'm going to show you guys what read it and tweet is. And tweet on my green paper, I don't know how that's coming out for you, but it says read it and tweet, the Map to Everywhere by Carrie Ryan. And it's just asking them to summarize each chapter of the book in a tweet, and they can only use 140 characters, and that is including spaces, just like on Twitter. So what they're going to do is they're going to put the chapter number, and then they're going to write their tweet. And if they're able to do this, if they're able to summarize in 140 characters, I think that they will get the gist of the chapter, and it's just because the book is so long that I don't want them to forget what happened in previous chapters. So by going back and looking at their read it and tweet page, they'll read their 140 characters and just get, you know, a little reminder really quickly. So I made copies of these. These will get trimmed and glued into their interactive notebooks, which are going really well. I've been using a few things off of Teacher Pay Teachers, and I've also created a few things to go in it. This idea, the read it and tweet, is not my idea. It's something that I saw. I think I saw it on Pinterest, or either I saw it on Teachers Pay Teachers, something like it, but it wasn't exactly what I needed, so I needed, of course, to tweak it a little bit, but teachers were the best tweakers. Teachers are the best tweakers. But anyway, so is that all that happened this period? Yes, I have one student who emailed me an essay, a rough draft of an essay, so I need to go print that out really quickly and try to come back and finish cleaning up my room before my next class comes in, because as you can see, guys, like, there's trash all over the place, notebooks, chairs left out, and I'm not going to complain because they probably looked at my mess over there and said, oh, Miss Smalls leaves things out, maybe that's okay for me to do it. But I'm going to correct that. I'm going to correct my mistake, and then I will correct them. So I am off to the workroom, and I'm not upset about the walk because I have my step tracker on today, and I have been challenged. So if you're watching this video, my people who challenged me, I'm coming for you. I'm catching up. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey you guys, so it's after lunch. I need to stop saying so much. Okay, it's after lunch, and now I'm ready to share what I was so excited about earlier today. I will say that it is Wednesday, and this week has been so much better than previous weeks. I've been very successful in my classroom. I've been very successful at home. I have not eaten out all week, so that is good. Hopefully I can finish this week strong. But what I'm super excited about is I love Wednesdays. I love Wednesdays because last year I created something called Pop Wednesday. And what that means is that you are supposed to pop on Wednesday, which means P-O-P, pattern on pattern. So I don't know if it was a previous birthday or becoming a mom, or I don't know what event sparked this. I don't know what the inciting event was that sparked this change in me, but I just don't care as much about what people think of me or how I'm viewed as far as my personal style or my opinions. I feel there's like crazy stuff happening outside of my door, and I'm gonna move because I'm sitting in front of the window of my door and it's really distracting me from making this video, guys. Okay, I sat over there because I never go to that part of my room, and maybe that's why, because people can see directly in here, and my ADHD kicks in. I'm self-diagnosed, but that kicks in and I can't focus. Okay, so I'm not sure if it was a previous birthday or becoming a mom. I don't know what the inciting event was that sparked this revelation, but you know, I just been experimenting with fashion and just putting myself out there. I've started a YouTube channel. I don't know, like, I love who I am, and as I'm getting older and discovering new things about myself, I like all of these discoveries that I'm making. And I will admit there might be one or two things that I'm finding out about myself that is like, hey girl, you need to, check yourself. I'm addressing those, and I'm working on those things to make myself better. But one thing I've really been working on is just not being so afraid with clothes. I can remember being in middle school and high school and really wanting to fit in with other girls, and it seemed like, they had everything put together. They were allowed to wear makeup, or they were allowed to wear heels, and they got to get that experimentation out. Like, I don't know if that's the appropriate age or not, but they got it out of their system. Well, I'm a little bit older, and maybe I'm a late bloomer, but now is the time that I'm experimenting with all those things, and I kind of like it now because I'm making my own rules and I'm purchasing my own clothes, and I don't have to try to sneak out the house with anything on because my mom might be upset. I'm doing me, and I like it. It's exciting, and I guess it's just bubbling over out of me because I've inspired a few other people to do just the same thing. So I'm going to show you what I'm wearing today. Because like I said earlier before I went on my little rant, today is Wednesday, and it's Pop Wednesday, pattern on pattern. And even if you can't pull off a pattern on pattern, wear a bold pattern. So those are the rules of the game. At least 2 patterns or 1 very bold pattern. So I'm going to show you what I'm wearing today, and then I'm going to take a little field trip to a friend of mine, another colleague's room, and show you what she's wearing today. And I have a friend who works in another school system. She used to be with her and be here with us, and I miss her dearly. But I'm hoping that she will make a small snippet of her outfit today so I can include it in this video. Okay, so let me put the camera down and show you what I'm wearing. Okay, you guys, so I've been trying to find good light in the room, and I don't even know how well you can see what I have on, but I'm wearing like a greenish, I don't know if it's teal, I guess, like maybe a darker kind of teal color. lace shirt. I do have a black camisole under it. It has thick straps, so no undergarments or anything are shown to the school approved. And I'm wearing a very, very small houndstooth print pant. And I have on like a purplish, magenta-ish colored belt just because I know it doesn't even go. I just felt like it. I thought it was cool that you can sort of see it through the shirt. And then I will show you my shoes. Oh, shoes. I love shoes. And these are my shoes. I'm pulling off my pattern. I have my lace pattern, I have my houndstooth, and then I have my two-tone shoes, and then I have splashes of color. I'm also wearing my Coach bracelet, that kind of, well, not that elastic band, but that's the elastic band that one of my friends just gave me to go on my Happy Planner, and I didn't want to lose it because she gave it to me in the cafeteria. But anyway, I have on my Coach bracelet that kind of goes, it's magenta, it kind of goes with my belt. But that's what I'm wearing today for Pop Wednesday. So I'm going to take a trip down the hall so we can check in on one of my colleagues, and I'll be back. I took a little field trip. I'm visiting my friend, and we're going to take a look at her pattern on pattern. So she is wearing, how about you tell us, because I don't know. Let me get a close up.
I am wearing some blue and black houndstooth pixie pants with a fuchsia floral top and a black blazer.
Yes, and some black wedges. See how she did that? It's fall. You can still wear your feet out, y'all, because mine gonna be out tomorrow. And hey, before we go, she's a planner girl too. I'm going over to her desk, being nosy. So here is her planner. She has the Happy Planner, the Hello 2017, and I'm trying to get her up on her sticker game. I'm trying to increase her sticker game. She ain't there yet, but we working on it. All right, say bye.
Bye.